Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm just starting with the basic crochet for beginners, right from making a chain to building up rows. So I'll get started again. You can ask questions about how to start crocheting. So this is the tail end. The shorter end is called the tail end, and the remaining part is the working yarn. So to make a slip knot, that is the first knot that is made to start a crochet, just like tying any knot, like this, pulling up a loop. This is called a slip knot. So the slip knot is adjustable. That's how you know you got the knot correct. And then the hook goes in this loop. And if you're a right-handed person, the tail is on your left side and the working yarn is on your right. Sorry, the tail yarn is down and you take the working yarn and we just start making more loops. That is a chain. So grab the yarn from below like this, and the yarn is hooked here, and then you pull through this first slip knot. This is the chain. So we have one chain here now. So again, grab the yarn and pull through this loop. So you have two chains. The loop on the hook is not called a chain, it is just a loop. So you start making chain just like this. Go below the yarn, pick it up, and because the loop is adjustable, just pull it through the loop. This is how you make chain. And with a bit of practice, you learn to give it proper tension and know how big to keep a chain. So this is the very basic of crochet, to make a chain. And to build up rows on this, we'll start with single crochet. That is the very first stitch. And then there is only building it up further on the single crochet. So to make a single crochet, we have to now start making single crochet on all the chains that we made. So we go back on these, and to turn for single crochet, we make one more chain. This makes it easy and flexible to turn. And this is called the turning chain. So we are not going to work on this chain, on the turning chain, nor on the loop. So we'll go to the next one, this one. And here we'll make our very first stitch. So we go inside this loop. And again, just like making a chain, we grab the yarn, pull through this chain. Now you have two loops on the hook. Now you grab the yarn again, and this time pull it through both the loops. So this is the very first single crochet that we made. So we are making a row over the chain stitch, the foundation chains. This is the foundation, and we are making a chain stitch, single crochet on these chains. So just insert your hook in the chain, grab this yarn from below and pull it through the loop. There are two loops in the hook. Now you grab another loop. This is single crochet. Go through the first chain, pull yarn, and remove both the loops. So essentially what we are doing is, while we do grab the yarn and pull through both the loops, we are dropping the loops to form a pattern, a stitch. So that is the single crochet. So you keep making single crochets all through the end, and I'll turn you how to end the row and start a new row. So this is the last stitch, and this is the knot that we made in the beginning. So just leave it towards the end, we'll weave it together. So now you have the first single crochet row made, and now to turn, it's the same rule. Make a chain, turn the work. Again, this is the loop, and the chain below the loop is the turning chain. So in the third one, we'll start making a single crochet. So if from the top, if you see, you can see all the chains very clearly. So we go behind and pick up both the strands of the chain. So you have both the strands on the hook, and you continue again making single crochets. So go inside this gap, you'll see a small gap. That is where you can grab both the strands of the chain, pull the yarn, pull it through, and make a single crochet. That's all. So we've made one row of single crochet. So from the front, the single crochet looks like this, and from the back, it looks like this. So we just keep making single crochet from both sides till we get the height that we want to. So that's all there is to making a single crochet. And if at any point you feel you want to change the color, I'll show how to change color. So we'll come to the end of the row. We've come to the end of the row. And just to confirm, you can always count the stitches. If you have the right stitches, right number of stitches that you started with. And this last chain, you'll see it is slightly curved. So we'll get into the last stitch and make our single crochet. 2 rows done. We are on the back side. This is the front side of the single crochet. So if you want to change color, to start with the new color about this, we always change color before this step. That is when we have the 2 loops on the hook. At this point, we change colors. To change color, you get the new color that you want to add here. Make a slip knot again just as I showed you. And then just before the last step of the single crochet, you add this yarn, new one. And then pull through this. So the new yarn is attached. Okay. And now if you want to just, I'll keep it simple. So we'll leave this yarn here only and we'll continue with this yarn. Remember, to turn, we have to first make one chain and then turn your work and start making single crochets as we did in the previous row. So this is the loop. We are not bothered with this. The loop below the loop on hook is the turning chain. And then we continue with the new color, adding more rows, as many as you want. So this is how colors are changed. It is always before you drop the last stitch, you add the new color. And continue with as you were doing. So this is just for a very basic learning. So we've come to the end of the row again. And now we'll turn again. Make a single chain, turn, and skip that chain, just the chain we just made. And in the next, see, pick up this chain and make your next single crochet. And that's all. You keep making the single crochets. And over a period of time, you'll just learn how to manage the tension and the size of the loop, and it'll get easier. Welcome all to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you get to learn something about crochet today. This is how we make a single crochet row. Now after this, I'll tell you how to make the next stitch. So most of the patterns are made using these basic stitches. So here we've come to the end of the row where we had dropped our previous yarn. So we'll pick up that to change color from behind and slip it through both these loops. So we've attached the new yarn now. And with this, we'll chain and turn our work. Now you see, after adding the new color, single crochet looks like this. So to make the next row, we've chained one, turn, and now we'll proceed to the next stitch. That is the half double crochet. To make half double crochet, I made 2 chains because half double crochet is taller than single crochet. So we make 2 chains so it provides the necessary height to your work. And then instead of going direct in the next chain, we'll first take the yarn on the hook and then enter this. And again, we'll take this yarn and pull it through. Now you have 3. And then all the 3 at the same time, you drop. So In single crochet, we used to drop only 2 chains, and in half double crochet, we are dropping 3. So naturally it adds height. Now again, grab the yarn from below like this, insert in this next chain, grab the yarn again and pull through this. Now we have 3 loops, drop all the 3 loops. Now you see the stitches compared to the ones below. These have, you can see only 2 here, 2 strands, but in this you can see 1, 2 and 3. So that's what gives height to the half double crochet. So yarn over, insert hook, pull the yarn, pull through all 3 loops. Done. So this is half double crochet, and we continue with half double crochet throughout this row. And once we are done with half double crochet, I'll show you double crochet. So we keep dropping these 3 loops on hook at the end and proceed to the next stitch. And that's what we'll do till the end of this row. And once we come to the end of the row, I'll tell you how to turn your work. So this is the last chain. So I'll go through this chain. All 3 loops are on hook. I grab the yarn, drop all 3 loops at the same time. So I've finished my half double crochet row. So you can see it is slightly taller than the single crochet rows. And when you add a proper color, it looks pretty as well. And now from here to turn again, we'll chain 2 and turn our work. So for half double crochet, what did we do? We took the yarn on the hook and inserted it in the first chain. Now I'll tell you double crochet. For double crochet, we'll make 1 more chain. So we've made 3 chains, and then the first step is the same. Take the yarn on the hook, insert in this first stitch. So we are going to skip all the 3 chains that we made and insert in this space, and then grab the yarn. Now for half double crochet, we dropped all the 3 together, but double crochet will slowly drop it in 2 steps. So step 1, drop only 2 loops. Grab the yarn again, and in step 2, drop the other two loops. So now you see it is given more height here. This is half double crochet and this is double crochet. So you can clearly see the difference in the height. So yarn over, insert into the chain, grab the yarn, and now 2 steps. Step 1, drop 2 loops, grab yarn. Step 2, drop both the loops. So we'll continue making half double crochet till the end of this row, and end of the row we'll change color again. So change in color, I hope you've understood how to change color. It's not difficult, it's the same. The last 2 loops on the hook, just before dropping it, you have to join the new yarn. So you can see how this is longer, half double crochets longer. Welcome to all the viewers. While you are here, please, I would request you to subscribe to my channel. And I'll be doing these, I do the lives every week. And I'll be covering a lot of different things. So as you see, I've come to the end of this row. And here, if I want to change the color, I'll do it just before this step. While there are 2 loops on my hook, that is when I change the color. So I'll grab this from behind, and with this, I'll drop these 2 loops. So now I have the new yarn on my hook. And with this, I'll make my chains and turn my work. So this is the back side of my work, and this is the front. And you can see very clearly the stitches. So now here, the next thing I would like to show you is making a very simple pattern. So we have these 3 chains here, and we'll take it as one double crochet, which is built on this single crochet. So that's 1. Now we'll chain 1 here, and we'll skip this chain. Instead, we'll go into the next one. So we'll yarn over and skip this, enter this chain, pull the yarn, and make the double crochet. Now you see, we've created a gap here. So we've skipped this chain, and to cover the length, this distance, we've chained 1. So again, we'll chain 1 and make a double crochet after skipping this chain. So you can see we've created this very simple pattern, and it's not even difficult. So this can be done with single crochet also and half double crochet. I'm just showing you with this because double crochet is a tall stitch, and it's easy to see what I'm doing. You can see how we've created this pattern very easily with just one small change. Skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, see? And now this is the top of the chain 3 that we did, the beginning of the row. That is a chain that we have to work on. Otherwise, we'll have 1 less count. So we have to work in the last chain. And if you want to change the color here, we have 3. We have to come down to 2. Now we have 2. And at this point, we change the color. But I've left the yarn on the other side, so we'll continue with this. And we'll make 3 chains and continue. Now we can To make more changes to the design, you can make one double crochet in the next, make a chain, or make another double crochet in this gap, okay, and chain, make a double crochet here above this also. So either we continue making double crochets on all of these, or you can just play around with some other patterns, like go inside here or make a chain and go into the next one. And it is really fun to try different things, because you never know, you can come up with any pattern that you want. This is how you learn making patterns also. So see what I've done. Here I've just done, instead of the chain one, I put a stitch. So our counts are going to be the same. And here I've again skipped one here, chained one here, and worked a double crochet above this. So this is how you make simple patterns. For this, at this point, this is enough. Now I'll tell you the next stitch. So we've learned double crochet. To make a treble crochet, as the name is, you turn with 4 chains now. And then 1, 2. So first time we made, for single crochet, we don't yarn over. But for double crochet, we do. For half double crochet, we do. And for treble crochet, we take it twice. And these 2 yarn overs will form 2 loops. So it will give further height. So we'll go into this stitch. As usual, pull the yarn, pull it up a little bit because it's got height. And from here, we'll drop 2 at a time. Drop 2, yarn over, drop 2, yarn over, drop 2. So you can see this is treble crochet. That's how you get this long stitch. So yarn over once, yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, pull up the yarn, step 1, drop 2, step 2, drop 2, step 3, drop 2. Yarn over twice, insert hook in the chain, yarn over, drop 2 stitches, yarn over, drop 2 stitches, yarn over, drop 2 stitches. So when you're dropping stitches in 3 steps, it is the treble crochet. So we continue with the treble crochet. Always remember to count your chains so that if you've dropped any, you can pick it up immediately in just before you complete the row. So see, from single crochet to half double crochet to double crochet to treble crochet. You can see the difference very clearly, how it creates different height. So if you want to make some lacy pattern, you can always use treble crochets. And usually double crochet is used for making filet crochets, that is creating patterns only with double crochet, that is filet. And many others. They're just a combination of all these stitches, and you get to create patterns. So once we are done with this, now we've done single crochet, we've done double crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet also. Now I'll tell you how to make a magic ring. Magic ring is usually to make circles or to create floral patterns, or even to start a granny square. We need to learn magic ring, but it is nothing difficult or anything different from what we've just learned. So basically, it is almost the same as the slip stitch that we made in the beginning. Put this away. So for magic ring, it is the same, just like we made a slip knot in the beginning to make our foundation chain. This also is the same. Instead of taking the loop out and pulling this tight to form a loop, we won't pull this, we'll keep it a little big, like a circle. Other things are the same. So you just take this, just like we make a slip knot. This is the slip knot. We just keep this loop a little big. And inside this loop, we'll make stitches, patterns, or whatever for granny squares or for flowers or motifs, all those. So I'll show you again how to make a magic ring. So just tie it around like this, like any shoelace or any knot that we make. Form a loop like this, hold both the yarn ends, and just make this loop. This loop is called the magic ring. When you keep it big and you work in this is the magic ring. And when you tighten it and insert the hook and tighten it to the thickness of the hook, this becomes a slip knot. That's the difference. So if you make it bigger, your slip knot, it is the magic ring. Okay, so how do we work in a magic ring? To make a circular, any round design, we work inside to create a circle. So as I taught you with single crochet, so we'll start with single crochet. So we enter this magic ring. I'll show you again, making a magic ring. And we'll make our very first chain here. So we've cast the first chain in the magic ring, and then we'll start making single crochets in this. So we've chained one, and then we insert this in this circle, grab the yarn, and make a single crochet. We made a single crochet. That's all. Many people are confused with the magic ring, but it isn't anything different from slip knot. So you just keep making single crochets inside the, so this is called making it inside the ring. So just keep making it. And now the thing with this is, just as I showed in slip knot, this ring can be controlled. Means it can be made big or small. So to make it tight or to make the circle small, you pull the tail and the circle is getting smaller. So you keep making your single crochets, as many as you need to. Now this depends on what you're making. If you're just making a circle of single crochet, then this is fine. So you can see how big you want the circle to be, and accordingly pull this to tighten it. Okay, so now just to create some pattern, I'll make a few more single crochets. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll make a dozen. So this is 10, 11. I've made 12 single crochet in this magic ring. Now there is little gap here. To close the gap, I'll tighten it. Not necessary, because if you want the circle to be this big, then you don't have to tighten the ring. I'll just tighten to show you how it looks. And then the next step that you have to learn is to make a slip stitch. What is a slip stitch? Slip stitch is when we don't pick up the yarn and we just slip the stitch through the stitch on the hook. That is called slip stitch. So we'll insert in this chain. This is our very beginning chain. So we'll insert our hook here and grab this yarn through both at the same time. So it is brought it to this height. You can see it looks neat and sealed now. So that is the slip stitch. So I'll show you again. So if this is your last stitch and you want to end it now, all you have to do is enter this chain, the very first one, first single crochet, enter it, grab the yarn through that and through this. See, this looks neat now. So that is called slip stitch. Now after this itself is a design. So again, you can keep building up any pattern. I'll show you making circles in my next week session. I do every Saturdays. So you're welcome to join. And now instead of making single crochet in the circle, you can also make double crochet, half double crochet, or anything. And the principle is the same. So to add height for a double crochet, you can chain 3 and yarn over and go inside this circle, pick up the yarn again and drop in 2 steps. See, now we made our double crochet in this circle. So we'll do it again. You can make as many as you want according to the pattern. So we are making double crochet in the magic circle. And here also I'll show you how to change color. Now you can see double crochet. If you want to change color in a circle, you have to make the required number of stitches in the circle first, then tighten it as much as you want, and just before slip stitch, that is when you are going to join this here, you have 2 loops on your hook. That is where you change the yarn color. So to change color in a circle, you pull the tail end, and just before making the slip stitch, like this is the slip stitch. But instead of making slip stitch, when you have both the loops on the hook, that is when you'll change the color. You'll take your next yarn, make a slip knot, and this loop, you grab it on the hook and pull. With that, you make the slip stitch. See, now the new yarn is attached. And then you continue with the new yarn. This is how you change color. And then you can go into the next stitch and make a double crochet. So that is how you have to make a magic ring and put stitches in it, and then progress to making a bigger circle. So these were the very basics of crochet. And if you've seen this video, this whole video will get you ready and started to make some new patterns. Once you're familiar with single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and a magic ring, then you covered the basics, and now you can just go on to making different projects. It's just a build up on these stitches. So I'm very grateful for all the people who joined me in this session. Please like my channel, subscribe to it, and I'll do more classes, more sessions next week on Saturday. See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.